It's us.
Good morning.
Morning. How are we, gentlemen? And Mr. Desire Link, brother. Been a long time since we've caught up. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. It has been a long time, been a month, and last fortnight we had a sort of backup show recording with Ben Hutchinson. I have to say the audio on that was fantastic.
It was.
I've got a bit of a dilemma, Des. I've got a bit of a dilemma. Some may say I'm no good at my day job, and clearly I'm no good at this audio thing. Um, I might be needing some career advice shortly, mate. Have you got any roles going that maybe I could apply for? And you could do like a friends and family kind of sympathy thing. Okay.
I'll provide the reference, Des. I'll provide the reference.
I'll tell you what, leave it with me. I'll call you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call you.
Hey, I'm free after the show if you want to talk. Hey, mate. Hey, well, good to be back together. Oh, here we go again. Mr. Andy Evans, how are you today, sir?
I'm very well today. It's a good day. Very well.
Very good. That's nice. Oh, there we go, Des. The comments are coming thick and fast. Oh, Keith is on fire, and I'm assuming he's referring to you, Andy. You need a cleaner. Well, Keith, this is going to be a great show. Mr. Evans, firstly, how are you, sir?
I'm well. I'm doing well. We've had an interesting few weeks. Quite busy. Lots going on. But
Wow,
but generally pretty good.
nice. Are you feeling okay? You got a hoodie on. I noticed that you're a bit cold or something.
Yeah, it's just a bit cold. Just a bit cold this morning. So yeah, I just thought I'd just throw this hoodie on. It's pretty cool. Yeah, nice.
Oh wow! Hopefully, it keeps you warm and you don't feel like a sellout at all.
No, not at all. I'll tell you what. It was really good when I was out on the boat last week.
What boat was that?
Oh, just a boat is sort of come into my possession. So
Okay.
when I say boat, it's closer to a ship. But
Des, did you get the invite?
I did, and I'm surprised he's wearing a hoodie at all. I would have thought that his zeal for safety software would keep him warm regardless.
Hey, now again, Andy, we need to talk to you about your branding. But we've noticed that we don't know, where are you, Andy?
I'm at home. Today.
You're at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Everything okay?
Well, yeah. I just obviously it's school holidays, so it's hanging out with Oliver a little bit. So
Oh, fantastic. Now, mate, how is our young apprentice, young Oliver? How's he going? How's his training going? I mean, has he applied for annual leave over this period of time?
no, he hasn't. No, but I'll just see if I can go and get him.
Des, is this legal? Oh, God. Oliver, mate, what's going on, brother? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Oh, no. No. Are you? Well, I was going to ask, are you okay? But that sounds like a stupid question at the moment, doesn't it? What's happened, Oliver? Don't look at your dad. Tell us the truth.
What have you done? You've broken what?
An arm.
He's broken his arm, broken his elbow.
Wow.
You could.
When did this happen, Oliver?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh no. What were you doing?
We prefer not to say at the moment due to potential pending legal action.
Do you need a lawyer? I can recommend Grant Nicholson.
There's a lot of learnings for a lot of people to be had here, and some of them have got no idea that they're in for these learnings.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So so Oliver, as a up and coming health and safety professional, before you did whatever it is that you won't tell us that you were doing, did you undertake a risk assessment?
You don't that question, Oliver.
Well, mate, you're in no position to be offering legal advice, Des.
Is this all under legal professional privilege?
Oliver, were you considered trained and competent to participate in said activity?
You don't have to ask that question, Brenton.
I was.
You were. Oh, well, there we go. That's a start. Now, Oliver, here's the kicker, and you can say it's a safe place here, okay, Oliver? Were you well supervised during said activity?
No.
There's under section, I don't know what section, but under some section of the Health and Safety at Work Act, could somebody be in trouble here for lack of supervision?
I think potentially. I think we should be tight-lipped about this one. This could go all the way.
This could go all the way. Hey, well, Oliver, not a great way to start the school holidays, mate. So listen, hope you get better soon. My only suggestion is next time you get dressed in the morning, maybe look in the mirror before you walk into public, okay?
He's having a go at eco portal.
Damn.
Well, so
That's not
I
nice,
hope.
is it? That's not nice. Look at that. You see,
I hope you get.
he's psychosocially harmed from the incident yesterday, and then you come along and make wanton comments like that.
Well, I'm not the one kind of
Being
parading around in
psychosocial
eco
cases
portal
in Australia. Where are you at the moment? Australia.
The jurisdiction doesn't apply to me here, mate. Hey, well, listen there now, Oliver. Love the hat. Hopefully, you're getting some reward from wearing all that that equipment gear, that gear on. I can't even talk at the moment. Anyway, listen. Should we get on with it, team? I think it's time to get on with it. Des, before we get started, in our usual fashion, let's check out our disclaimer if we could, please, because I think this is going to go sideways.
Sure. Well, as you know, I'm still in mourning from the passing of Guru Ignatius 1 month ago, which is why I'm wearing black. And the mourning period obviously extends to the full limitation period. But look, something happened. He appeared to me in a dream last night.
Wow.
I'm not a superstitious person, but this was vivid. The robe, the silence, and the faint smell of sandalwood and indemnity. He said nothing, of course, but even in death, he remains committed to communicating only what is strictly necessary to avoid misunderstanding, reliance, or litigation. Wow. He simply handed me a perfectly formatted disclaimer, nodded once, and vanished like a consultant at 4:59 p.m. It read, "The Circus of Safety podcast is not legal or other advice. Seek professional help for your specific circumstances." And some people receive wisdom in their dreams. I got spiritually served.
We shouldn't be laughing. Again, our sincere condolences, Des, on the passing of Guru San Ignatius. Guru Ignatius. There we go.
Has he been sainted? Has he been sainted?
Well, that might be coming. Hey, boys. Well, some exciting news. We've dragged these last three topics out so far. We're doing pretty good. Only 2 topics left on the wheel. There's a 50-50 chance it's going to land on one of them. Are we ready to spin the wheel?
I'd dispute that. There's a 100% chance that it's going to land on one of them.
Oh, well, here we go. Go. Oi, there we go. Is safety complicated or complex? Not what I was kind of expecting or hoping for, but nonetheless, this could be the quickest show ever. Des, safety, complicated or complex?
I feel like we've touched on this topic before, and I was asked if safety is complicated, and I said yes. The concept of it, of keeping people safe, is simple, but operationalizing it is complicated. And then also complex. Interesting word to have in there, but I think that points to safety being a wicked problem in the sense that it's a problem that you can never fully solve for all time. You have to be constantly at it and responding to it.
Wow. Wow. I lost train of thought after the first sentence, but that sounded really good.
That is good.
I noticed, Andy, you were shaking your head, nodding your head, couldn't quite work it out. Same question to you. Safety, complicated or complex?
I don't think it's either. I don't like the binary choice there.
Oh, wow. Well, you just got to kind of go with it, right? Just
I guess, unsurprisingly, it depends on what we mean by safety.
here we go. Look, what's going on? Look at this well-timed intro. Just before we carry on, Tracy's jumped in. I don't think it's so much the abuse that I was giving Oliver, that maybe he needs counselling or therapy for the fact that his father's made him wear the same clothes as him. Okay, well, what do you mean, Andy? Let's just kind of extrapolate this a little bit. Let's just forget about the definition of safety, right?
Fundamentally, you can't. This is the whole problem. You can't just say, "Well, forget about the definition." Like it's the most important thing.
Yeah, but surely you can be less kind of pedantic about this and just roll with the punches, right? Just roll with the punches. It's people like you that give safety a bad name, Andy. I mean, you're so bloody like. I mean, look at them go.
Well, okay. So I think if one clearly defines the terms that are related to safety, then
Yes.
I don't think safety is complicated or complex.
Wow.
What I would say is complicated and complex is managing people within an organization, but that's not necessarily safety.
Okay. Quite profound. Just kind of going back to Keith, he's on fire today. No, safety is simple. It's foolish interpretations and poor application that complicates views. So
It's like, an echo chamber with Keith. In fact, most of our listeners.
Well, maybe that's why they like tuning in. But then have we? So then here's another question. Then have we served a purpose and is it time to retire the show? Because if everybody that's tuning in is agreeing with us, then I don't know. I don't see where the
No. Agreeing with me.
That's the good point.
That's the good point, Oliver. Mate, have you heard the stuff your dad rambles on about?
I mean,
Okay,
sometimes it's questionable, but
Agreed. Okay, well, Andy. So if it's not complicated or complex, right? Because that's kind of what I took away from what you're saying. How then are we getting it so wrong? I mean, we're still hurting people, right? And so if it's that simple or that easy, how are we still getting it wrong?
I don't think it's not, like I say, I don't think it's the safety bit that's the problem. I think it's the application of systems that's the problem. So you can apply that to all sorts of other things like safety, quality, everything. I think that's where the problem lies, in organizational structures, organizational learning. Safety itself is quite easy. Most people are reasonably safe most of the time. Most people cross the road hundreds of times a day and they don't get hit by vehicles. Like we're hardwired to be safe, largely speaking, especially in the short term. Longer term, it becomes more complicated because that's, people that smoke and things. Nice mug you got there, Brenton.
Thanks.
It's nice bit of product placement there.
Thanks.
Can you just assure us that you can maintain editorial integrity while holding that?
Oh, of course I can.
Okay, cool. So
great night's sleep at the Amora Hotel in Melbourne.
I think that would
great night's sleep.
I think that's where I would say I'm coming from with it.
Okay, interesting. I mean, your thoughts. What do you think about that? So it's not actually the safety that's complicated or complex; it's the application that is. Don't tell me you agree with him, because that's just not going to be any fun.
Well, it's hard to dissect. I go back to the example. I think I shared it in a previous episode about if you're about to, I don't know, do some welding at home or something like that, and there's fumes and vapors that could come from that. picking the right type of respirator and the right type of filter is a complicated process in order for you to do that safely. So that's why I say that safety, operationalizing safety, even though it's a simple concept, is complicated. And on the other side of the topic, complex, people ask, what's safety like in your company? And I say, well, it depends on the site and the people that we're talking about. It's complex, and it changes from week to week, and it changes from place to place. So it's not something that anyone can ever say, yeah, we're safe. It's forever exists on a scale, and it forever needs managing.
Well, this is definitely going to a place that I probably wasn't expecting or wanting it to go. But just going back to your example here, I've got a challenge. Is it really that hard to figure out what respirator to use and what filter to use when undertaking welding? I mean, I would have thought for somebody with the intellect that you have, Des, which is far greater than mine, that sort of would be quite simple.
Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be complicated because you need to find the SDS, interpret what sort of exposure limits you're going to be experiencing, making sure that you're implementing things further up the hierarchy of controls other than PPE. And then when you finally do land on PPE, you need to try and interpret what type A filter class something or other is supposed to mean, and whether that applies to the way that the methodology that you're using in that particular task. And then you need the respirator to be suitably fit tested, depending on what type you're using. There's nothing simple about that. That's complicated.
Wow. Great. I'm just going to make sure that I snip this part of the show and use it for work purposes. Thank you, Des. Greatly appreciated. Okay, well, when you put it that way, it is complicated. I mean, Andy, Des just made what I thought was an incredibly simple task incredibly complicated. I mean, he seems well defined in what he's trying to achieve here. Do you still agree with your concept that it's not? And what do you have to say to Des on overcomplicating doing some welding in the garage?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think Des mentioned that you got to work up the hierarchy. Well, absolutely, work up the hierarchy. Get an expert in to do it.
Outsource.
Yeah, outsource it.
Use a contractor.
And then it's no longer complicated to you. You're getting somebody in that's got all that knowledge, that's got all the equipment, and they can just go and do it.
Yeah,
but then it doesn't become complicated because you've got to manage that contractor, and you've got to go through some kind of pre-qualification process, some kind of supervision process, some kind of review process.
AAA welding on Google. Yeah. check that they're doing a good job.
How would you do that though? And so if you go back to Des's example of you're doing this as a homer in your own house, for personal reasons, well, then that makes sense, and I think you can get away with that. But we all know very well then if this is in a business context and a welder has used AI to generate things like Google reviews and whatever else is that you're using to make the decisions, and something goes wrong, you're just as liable, right?
Well, I'm no lawyer, but I would assume that the reason you get a contractor in is because they're experts in their field. As long as you've checked that they're doing a reasonably good job, your degree of liability is massively reduced.
Oh, okay. Let's just go to the comments. Helen Fletcher Hill. I think this is the first time I've seen Helen comment. So welcome to the live show, Helen. I think a lot of non-safe people have been led to believe that it needs to be complicated to be effective. That is, and Helen, listen, based on what Des and Andy are saying, you can see so totally why people would be led to believe that. Totally agree. I mean, I understand. And I guess the problem we've got is Des is probably too smart for his own good. And Andy is just trying to generate revenue. Here we go. Yucko, I think. I hope I got that right. In Oz, we send to clinicians and they assess it, then do the fit test, then advise the correct PPE. Well, there we go. And our mate Keith back on the blower. Everything is complicated if the person is justifying their position. Keith, it sounds like Andy.
Honestly, Keith,
sounds like Andy is.
So in all of those examples, you haven't made it simple. You've just moved it somewhere else. It's still equally as complicated.
Okay, but we need more context then. Complicated for who? Or for whom, sorry.
Well, we're talking general terms here, Andy. Like, this is your problem. I think you get too focused on.
I think that this actually is the problem. Is that people want, like you saying, the definition doesn't matter. Let's just move on. When actually the problem is that nothing's defined. And if we start defining stuff and sticking to those definitions, then we can make some progress.
So by saying complicated for whom, are you suggesting that the different person somehow, just because we got a different person dealing with the problem, that's somehow simpler? I don't think that's true. Something can be objectively complicated.
But what if it's on?
I would agree, but then what's the whole point of expertise? Like, something that's complicated to you might not be complicated to me.
Yeah, because of.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about whether something's simple or complicated. And you're saying that by moving it to a different location, it somehow becomes simpler. And I'm saying that's nonsense.
I'm not saying moving it to a different location. I'm getting different people involved.
And it's still equally as complicated.
But from whose perspective?
Objectively, looking at the task, it's still the same amount of steps, the same level of information needed. It's just being performed by a different person. That doesn't make it simpler.
So everything is just inherently complicated or not complicated?
Potentially. Some things are, some things are not.
Philosophy.
Okay. Wow. Des, that was brilliant. I think you had Andy on the ropes there, and I think finally this whole trying to define something has come back to bite him in the bottom.
Well, no, it hasn't. I've just proved my point, because Des just tried to define what complicated is, which is my whole point.
Well, okay, Andy. Let's. I mean, you've been harping on for now 4 years, 4 seasons on the show about creating. I think if we go all the way back to episode 1, season 1. Andy was going on about this, harping on about definitions and stuff. Where is the Circus of Safety definition book?
Oh, well, no one can agree on anything, so.
Well, can't we? Don't we just need to put something down, right? Does it matter whether you're right or wrong?
Myself and Des were talking about a book a while ago, because obviously Des has been being an esteemed author already. He's got experience in these things. And one of the things that we were talking about was having look at that, was having some different subjects or topics and having the 3 paragraphs underneath about what each of our takes is on it. We could probably do that for the dictionary, because we could say what a hazard is to Des, what a hazard is to Brenton, and what a hazard is to Andy.
Well, you're just going to then make me put my stupidity in writing, and why would we do that?
For the greater good, Brenton. For the greater good.
Greater good.
Put your own ego to the side and save some lives, mate.
So I'm going to put my reputation in writing and on the line here. But no, that's a good idea. We can do that. And listen, I got to apologise. I need to take my hat off to you. You did actually, after promising to do something, you did actually finally deliver, unlike most consultants. We did make that submission on the Health and Safety Amendment Bill. So I'll take my hat off to you there, Andy. You did pull through. You probably got somebody else to do it, but that's okay. You did all that. Wow, that's impressive, mate. That's impressive.
I got it proofread by a couple of other people.
Yes.
Yep.
One of which wasn't me.
I'm actually quite proud of it.
So
the bit where I referenced you must have felt really proud when you read your name in it.
Didn't read it, mate. We all know that I don't read. But going back to this complicated or complex falafel, I mean, I reckon it's complicated, because how did we miss out on the verbal, whatever the thing is? How did we miss out on that? Why didn't we go to Wellington? No one called me.
Oh, that was
oral submissions.
I ticked the wrong box.
Oh, the wrong box. Okay, that's all right. Okay, no issues there. Here we go. Well, we've had that one. Here we go. Another one from Keith. He's on fire today. Must be in the coffee. Competency for any activity is based on, I don't even know what that is. KSABA.
It tells you afterwards.
Casbah. It's from The Clash.
Knowledge, skills.
Knowledge, skills, attributes. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Keith. Is not H&S application based on the same? Well, possibly is. But I guess what we're trying to do is trying to define is safety complicated or complex? And right now, in the blue corner, we've got Des saying it's complicated and complex, and in the red corner, we've got Andy saying, no, it's super simple. Just dabble in the dark arts and play with smokes and mirrors, and you can make it all go away. So Des, I mean, Andy's still adamant that just moving it around. I mean, what is your thoughts on if we took that approach to everything? We just outsourced everything, and would that really make things simple?
If we're talking about the task, making the task simple, no, we've just moved it. That's my point that I made before. But I've heard this come up in a different context when, like in the kitchens, they talked about, oh, can we avoid cutting vegetables? Let's just get them pre-cut. And is that really substitution if you're just asking someone else to do it? I mean, it minimizes your risk, but the risk is still exists somewhere else. So have you really achieved anything? Probably not from one perspective.
Yeah, and so I guess this is where we're going back to. If we go holistic, and we don't get too caught up in the definition, right? And we talk about safety. Oliver, how do you live with this? How do you get through day by day with this constant negativity and constant argumentative state? I mean,
it's common sense.
Yeah, but you never said there wasn't arguing. There is a lot of that.
There is a lot of arguing. I can only imagine. But Andy, just putting it aside now for a minute. Can you just bear with me? Put it aside. Put the definitions aside. I need you to go holistic here, brother. I need you to focus in, and just think about safety in the broader context, and think about safety as a global issue, right? Not isolated to the welding that Des needs done in his garage. And if anyone can help him out, please call Des directly on that. But let's think about safety holistically, as a holistic concept. Application, whatever we want to call it. And I've got another topic for the wheel, actually, which we'll talk about another day. But if we were to think about it that way, without getting too caught up in the definitions, without focusing on any specific task, activity,
if I'm not focusing on anything, what am I actually focusing on? Like, you're telling me what I can't focus on.
The principle. The theory
of safety. Which theory? There's 50 of them.
Keeping people safe. Just go with it, mate. Like, is it complicated or complex or neither? Like, surely you can kind of work with me on this, mate. I've got about another 10 minutes to fill on the show, so if you could just help a brother out, that'd be great.
Well, I think what you've indicated there is that there's a degree of complexity in defining the terms. I'll give you that.
Wow, okay, finally, we're getting somewhere with you.
Possibly why it hasn't been done consistently, because it's difficult. So therefore, people talk all around it, a bit like you did then. So to try and avoid the definition, you came up with all sorts of other phrases that are linked to safety.
I don't call it phrases. I'd use them descriptive words.
In fact, I was reviewing a document last night on that an organisation had put up. And it was just full of words that didn't actually mean anything. And when you start to analyze it, what they're talking about, because they haven't defined anything, they just throw words in there all the time. So they use risk to mean 25 different things. And it's not helpful. So I think that's where the complexity lies. The complexity lies is in the use of terms non-precisely. And I think the precise use of language is incredibly important. And if we do use precise language in safety, then it's not complicated. It becomes complicated and it becomes a bureaucratic nightmare when we use these terms very, very loosely.
Okay, I think we're finally getting somewhere with you, Andy. Thanks for coming to the party. 30 minutes into the show. Appreciate your input. Des, I mean, what do you think about that now? I mean, are you sort of aligned with Andy's way of thinking?
I think, defining terms is definitely important. You need to be careful about your word choice. I'm not always brilliant at that, but definitely. I want to talk about the other aspect of the question, though, complex, because I likened that to a wicked problem earlier.
You did. Yep.
And in the sense that a wicked problem is both complicated and unsolvable. It's something that you need to continuously work at. And I think that there's some people fall into a bit of a trap with safety being a wicked problem, however it's defined, because you can't at any point say that you're safe reliably, for all time. Oh, we've bought the software, now we're safe, or we've implemented this system, now we're safe, or we've done this new safety program, therefore we're safe. That statement can't be true if safety is a wicked problem, and I think safety is a wicked problem.
Wow. Okay. So, Andy, what Des was saying is that just because you use EcoPortal isn't necessarily going to make you safe. I mean, what would you or your sponsors think about that statement?
Sorry, something's gone a bit crazy here. So, what was that?
Oh my God. Okay. Basically, I don't know what you heard in Des's comments. So Des has now added another word to the mix, and this is potentially why safety is so complicated. He didn't agree with complicated or complex. He's now calling it a wicked problem. And what he meant by that was that we're now going to define.
Instead of defining the existing terms, let's bring another one in. Awesome.
He stated that, it's a wicked problem, as in you can never rest on your laurels. It's something you'll never achieve. It's something you got to keep working at. And, and just by buying something like EcoPortal isn't necessarily going to make you safe. I mean, how do you think you or your sponsor would react to a comment like that?
Well, that's not a claim that they would make.
Just for the record, I didn't mention EcoPortal at all.
Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't either.
I got mesmerized by the branding in Andy's camera. So a wicked problem, right? Let's think about it that way. I mean, is it something that can be solved? And if it can't be, is that why it's complicated or complex?
Well, I think again it goes back to how you define these things.
Oh God,
it really does.
We'd work through this, Andy. I thought we'd work through this.
It seems to me that the definition of a wicked problem is that it can't be solved. So therefore, the question you've just asked, the answer is quite clearly it can't be solved. But then, what are you actually trying to solve?
Complex?
So, are you trying to solve every accident in a workplace? So, are we moving back to the zero harm argument?
Well, I don't know. Are we?
Is that where we're heading with this?
Is this why you keep going on about defining something, like defining safety? Is safety zero harm? Is that what we're saying? We've got to define safety in order to determine.
If you said that safety is that nobody ever gets hurt ever again, then is that the wicked problem? I guess it possibly could be. And if you define safety like that, then you're never going to do it, and you're going to try and do it, and you're going to kill yourself trying to do it, which somewhat defeats the object. Would that be safety-related accident trying to do safety? I don't know.
Well, maybe a different approach. Maybe you define safety now and then apply that question to your definition. How would that come out?
So safety is I'll define it as safety is the presence of controls.
Okay, so at any point can you say, yep, we're safe now from now for all time into the future, we are safe in this organization?
No, I'm not, couldn't say that at all, because obviously the society changes, the world changes, things change, hazards change.
So therefore, safety is, and based on your definition, is a problem that can never be fully solved. It's something that you need to continuously work at.
It can be, but I never said it forever. Like if safety is the presence of controls, if there's controls present, then by definition, by my definition, you're safe.
So you're saying you could say that? Okay, interesting. So does it tell you that the controls are effective?
Yeah, I mean, you could add that in as well, but you just asked me to come up with one on the spot, so I just did.
I just asked you for a definition, which is what you've been asking from us for 4 years.
Not asking specifically from you. I've been asking it needs to be defined. I don't recall ever asking you guys for a specific definition.
Well, what's wrong with us?
You
don't feel that we could contribute to a
What do you mean, what's wrong with you? Did you just ask that on live?
Well, okay. Hey, listen, I'm starting to come to a conclusion here, and it's based on the fact that we can't actually. This is possibly one of the first times that we haven't at some point circled back around and aligned on something. So, I think we can all agree that. I guess that. Here we go. Here's a question, right? Well, I'm gonna wrap it up this way. This is how we're gonna do this. So, based on all the conversations we've just had about this complicated or complex stuff, it would appear in my mind that safety is potentially both complicated, complex, and a wicked problem for a number of various reasons. Regardless of what you feel those reasons are, whether it's Andy's approach that actually it's because things aren't defined, and therefore how do you solve something that can't be defined, and how do you work that, or whether it's Des's point where actually some of the stuff that we need to do is incredibly complicated. Would you agree then, Andy, that regardless of why, safety is complicated or complex, and which one would it be?
I don't know if I can.
Oh wow! So I'm going to say then it clearly is. Which one it is, I don't know, but clearly, I mean, if you can't decide, then obviously there is something in that, right? Des, what about you? Considering maybe the rationale for your answer is different to Andy's, which is acceptable and is okay in some circles. Do you think safety is complicated, complex, or actually would you like to suggest that maybe? And I thought, where did that term? Where did that term come from? Wicked.
I've heard that term used by, I don't know who coined the term, but I've heard it used by Rob Long and Greg Smith.
Yes. Okay.
And a few others, but first heard them use it. Yeah.
So here we go. Complicated, complex, or wicked, regardless of why. Which one do you think it is, or is it all three?
I think it's wicked as when viewed holistically, and then there's aspects of operationalizing things that we call safety that are complicated.
Okay, so you've gone with two, not the three. Interesting. Fantastic. Now, let's go get an opinion that matters. Oliver, after everything you've heard here on the show, as a young health and safety professional aspiring to be to greatness, what do you think? Is safety complicated, complex, or wicked?
Well, I guess it's sort of complicated from a perspective, but it's also sort of wicked.
Wow. I don't think it's going to be a great weekend in the Evans household, considering young Oliver just agreed with Des, I think it was.
Okay.
Well, Oliver, listen, I've got to be honest, mate. I couldn't have said it any better myself. So kudos to you. Well done. Hey, well, guys, listen, I think that's a wrap. Listen, my take on it is I think I've got to be honest, I'm going to select all of the above. And to everyone's point, I think the reason for that for me is that we tend to make it ourselves, all those three things, right? And for a number of reasons, there is definitely some complicated stuff that we've got to work through. And yes, we could outsource it to specialist individuals, but there's still some complicated stuff to work through holistically. And to Andy's point, I think because we're too busy running around and with uncertainty and lack of clarity makes it complex. And to Des's point, it possibly is something we'll never solve, making it a wicked problem. So there we go, team. That's my thoughts. After all that, Mr. Desai Link, what do you have planned for the next couple of weeks, mate?
Nothing much comes to mind, just business as usual, but I'm going to be wondering what our next topic's going to be in a fortnight.
Well, I can give you one guess. So great lead into the next show, Des. Thanks for that.
But maybe it's a good opportunity to invite people to give us topics as well.
yes, we that is a good call out there. So over the next couple of weeks, I will be working through. We have got one more topic left on the wheel. We decided we are going to bring the spinning wheel of death to a close with one topic left. We will then be repopulating the wheel with a range of topics that we have picked up on our travels, and we'll be looking to reintroduce a new wheel of death in the following show. But as to this point, if you have got any topics you'd like us to discuss, please feel free to send them through either to us individually or through our LinkedIn page. Drop us a message if there's a topic you would like us to talk about. Mr. Evans, what are you up to for the next couple of weeks?
Well, for the next few days, we're preparing for this almighty storm that's heading our way.
Yes, yes.
And then we're going to head away for a few days early next week, I think.
Fantastic. And Master Evans, what are you looking forward to most over the school holidays?
Holiday.
A holiday? Nice. Well, hopefully your broken arm doesn't hinder your enjoyment too much. What you should do, Oliver, is get yourself a little bell. And whenever you want something, ring said bell. And I'm sure your dad will come running to make up for any lack of supervision that may have occurred. But on that note, we are also looking to introduce another segment to the show. We're just going to cage audience interpretation. And it was all stemmed from a text message that Andy received this morning. And that is, would you like us to discuss your wicked problem on the show? If you would like some free, unsolicited advice that means absolutely nothing in a court of law or your defense, feel free to send the topics through and we can do a quick Agatha's Corner or something on your very specific topic and look to provide some unsolicited, fully disclaimed advice.
As I just got a cold shiver with the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. I think Guru Ignatius' spirit is in the room.
Well, there we go. Hey, listen, also, I've got to do this. It's a live shout out. I've got a couple of shout outs. Firstly, we'll go back to our latest follower, but this week, while in Australia, I got to meet my latest colleague, Edison Chang, out of the Philippines. Edison, it was great meeting you over the last couple of days and spending some time with you, and look forward to working with you in the future. So Edison, you promised me you were going to be live watching this in the hotel room next to me. So here's hoping you're doing that. But also, while it's not... Andy, what is he doing? Also, thanks to our latest follower for joining all the way from Greater Perth. You might know this guy, Des. Bradley Brearley, I think it is. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. He is currently the Group Health and Safety Superintendent at Ramillis Resources. So I'm assuming that's in the mining sort of sector. He's been with the company now for about 4 years, from what I can gather, stalking his LinkedIn profile. So Bradley, welcome to the show, and hope you have a great experience. Great to be back as per normal. Looking to be back at the same time, same place in a fortnight as we continue down this road of craziness. So till then, take care, have fun, and I don't know, be wicked.
See you guys.